Hello students, in last lecture we discussed about some remarks which is based on the structure, linearity property, limits of integration, homogeneity property and singularity behavior of the Fredholm and Volterra integral equations. Now the fourth concept or the third type of an integral equation which is based on the Volterra as well as a Fredholm integral equation is integro differential equation. Okay, so what is this? In this type of integral equation, the unknown function u of x occurs in one side as an ordinary derivative and appears on the other side under the integral sign. So what is this? In this type of an equation, we know the ordinary derivative. The derivative means u dash, u double dash, u triple dash and u raised to or power n of xo. Okay, these are the ordinary derivatives. So in this type of integral differential equation, the unknown function u of x appear on one side with ordinary derivative. Ordinary derivative means with u dash of x, u double dash of x, etc. and appears on the other side under the integral sign. Okay, so the unknown function is appear with ordinary derivative with in left hand side and in other right hand side it appears under the integral sign. For examples of an integral differential equation, first u double dash of x is equal to minus x plus integration 0 to x minus t u of t dt, where u of 0 is equal to 0 and u dash of 0 is equal to 0. Now look at here there is an unknown function u of x, but it appears with an ordinary derivative 2. Okay, it is u double dash of x. Okay, so and on the other side the unknown function is u of t is appears under the integral sign. Okay, so in the integral differential equation we have to look at the unknown function is appear with ordinary derivative on one side and on the other side it appears under the integral sign. Okay, from 0 to x. Now in that equation the limit of the integrations are 0 and x, that is one is an one upper limit is x variable and the other is an constant. So this is nothing but the Volterra integral equation. This is a form of an Volterra integral equation. So this equation is nothing but an Volterra integral differential equation. Okay, now the second example is u dash of x is equal to minus sin x minus 1 plus integration 0 to 1 plus integration 0 to x u of t dt with initial condition is given u of 0 is equal to 1. Now look at here also, on the one side the ordinary derivative of an u of x is taken, which is an first derivative, and on the other side the unknown function u of x is appears under the integral sign 0 to x. Now look at here the limits of integration are also one upper limit is x and the another limit is 0. So this is an Volterra integral equation and this is said to be an Volterra integral differential equation. Now the third example is u dash of x is equal to 1 minus 1 by 3x plus integration 0 to 1 xt u of t dt with initial condition u of 0 is equal to 1. Now in this equation also, at the one side the derivative, first derivative is taken, and on the another side the unknown function u of t is appears under the integral sign. Okay, so this is an integral differential equation, but now here the limit of the integrations are 0 and 1, that is these are the constant limit, so that this is an Fredholm integral equation and it is said to be an Fredholm integral differential equation. So equation first and second are Volterra integral differential equations and equation third is an Fredholm integral differential equation. So this is about the integral differential equation. What we have to look at here, first of all we have to look at on the one side the unknown function is appears with some ordinary derivative, and on the another side this unknown function is appear under the integral sign. Okay, this kind of differential equation or integral equation is an integral differential equation. Now the fourth type of an integral equation is singular integral equation. The integral equation of the first kind, f of x is equal to lambda integral alpha x to beta x k x t u of t dt. Suppose this is equation first. We know the first kind of an Fredholm and Volterra integral equation. We put phi of x is equal to 0 in the standard form of an Volterra and Fredholm integral equation. From this we get f of x is equal to lambda integral alpha x to beta x k x t u of t dt Okay, so this is our form or the integral equation of the second kind. This is of the first kind, and the second kind equation is u of x is equal to f of x plus lambda integral alpha x to beta x k x to u of t dt. Suppose this is our equation second. Now is called as a singular if the lower limit, the upper limit or the both limits of this integration are the infinite. We already seen in the remarks that any integral equation is said to be a singular if its limits are infinite. It has a no finite limit. Either one limit is infinite or both the limits are infinite. So in that equation, if one of the limit, two limits or both the limits, okay, we are infinite, then this type of integral equation is said to be a singular integral equation. Also, equation first and second is also called as a singular integral equation if the kernel kxt becomes infinite at one or more points in the domain of an integration. And another concept is where the kernel of an integration becomes infinite at one of the point of the interval. At that point also this is said to be a singular integral equation. Now the examples of an first type singular integral equation. First is u of x is equal to 2x plus 6 integral 0 to infinity sin of x minus t u of t dt. Okay, now here the limit of the integration, look at the limit of the integration, the upper limit is infinite. Okay, so this is a singular integral equation and this is of the first kind of equation. Okay, so this is a first kind singular integral equation. Now the second is u of x is equal to x plus 1 by 3 integral minus infinity to infinity cos of x plus t u of t dt. Also we know that the first kind of an equation is f of x is equal to lambda integral alpha x to beta x k x t u of t dt. Now look at here in the second equation, here the lambda is 1 by 3. Now we have to look at the f of x. Here the f of x is x. So the equation is x plus 1 by 3 and the limits are minus infinity to infinity cos of x plus t u of t. This is nothing but the kernel of xt and this is u of t is your unknown function. Okay, so this is an singular integral equation of an first kind. Similarly this equation u of x is equal to 1 plus x square plus 1 by 6 integral minus infinity to infinity x plus t u of t dt. Here also your lambda is 1 by 6, your function f of x is 1 plus x square, then kernel is x plus t and u of t is your unknown function and the limits of the integration are infinite, minus infinity to infinity. So this is a singular integral equation of the first kind. Now we have to look at the singular integral equation of the second kind. First example is x square is equal to integration 0 to x 1 upon under root of x minus t u of t dt. Okay, so now another example is where the singularity, as we put here this is a function of an t. Okay, so if we put as t tends to x, as we put here t is equal to x, therefore here t minus t it becomes 0 and 1 upon 0 is your infinity. Okay, so here infinite term should be given here, so that this is also your singular integral equation of an second kind. This is a second kind form of an Volterra and Fredholm integral equation. So this is a singular integral equation of a second kind. Similarly another equation is x is equal to integral 0 to x 1 upon x minus t raised to alpha u of t dt for 0 less than alpha which is less than 1. Here also if as t tends to x, t minus t becomes 0, 1 upon 0 becomes infinity. So here limit is also infinity. Okay, so this is also singular integral equation. And the another last one, u of x is equal to 1 minus 2 root x minus integration 0 to x 1 divided by under root of x minus t u of t dt. Here also this is a singular integral equation of the second kind, where the singular behavior in this kind of equation has resulted from the kernel kxt becoming infinite as t tends to x. These terms 1 upon under root of x minus t, 1 upon x minus t raised to alpha, then 1 upon under root of x minus t, these are the kernel of an xt. And as t tends to x, these terms are goes to infinity. Okay, so here the kernel is not bounded, the kernel is unbounded here, so that this is a singular integral equation of the second kind. Okay, this is about the singular integral equation. Now the next is Volterra-Fredholm integral equation. The Volterra-Fredholm integral equation is a combination of disjoint Volterra and Fredholm integral and which appear in one integral equation. Okay, so what is here given in name also we look at the two combination of an Volterra and the Fredholm. Okay, so the equation Volterra-Fredholm integral equation is in combination of an Volterra and the Fredholm integral equation in one integral equation. There is a combination of an both Volterra and Fredholm integral equation in one equation, which is our Volterra-Fredholm integral equation. And the standard form of Volterra-Fredholm integral equation is u of x is equal to f of x plus integral 0 to x k1 of xt u of t dt plus integral a to b k2 of xt u of t dt. Now look at here, the standard form is u of x is given is equal to f of x plus, now the combination of an Volterra and the Fredholm integral equation. Here integral 0 to x k1 of xt u of t dt, which is nothing but your appear with an this integral is appear with upper limit is x and the lower limit is 0. So this is nothing but the Volterra form. Okay, this is an Volterra integral equation form. And the another one is given integral a to b k2 of xt u of t dt. Here the limits are the constant term a and the b, which is nothing our Fredholm integral equation form. Okay, so in that equation the both Volterra and the Fredholm integral forms are combined, so that this is our Volterra and the Fredholm integral equation, where k1 of xt and k2 of xt are the kernels of the equation, and here k1 of xt and k2 of xt are nothing but the kernels of our integral equation. Now the examples: u of x is equal to 2x minus integration 0 to x x minus t u of t dt plus integral 0 to pi by 2 x u of t dt. Now look at here, u of x already given. Here the function 2x is nothing but your f of x minus integral 0 to x x minus t u of t dt. This is of Volterra form, k1 of x t u of t dt. Look at the limits of the integration, one is x and the another is 0, and the next is plus 0 to pi by 2. This is of the Fredholm integral equation. 0 to pi by 2 are nothing but the constant limits. So this is your Volterra-Fredholm integral equation. Similarly, second is u of x is equal to sin x minus cos x. This is your f of x minus integral 0 to x u of t dt. This is your Volterra form, plus integral 0 to pi by 2 u of t dt. This is your Fredholm form. Okay, so these two are the Volterra-Fredholm integral equation. Note that unknown function u of x appears inside the Volterra and Fredholm integrals and outside the both integral. And the another thing that we have to remember, in the Volterra-Fredholm integral equation, the unknown function u of x appears inside as well as outside the integral sign. Okay, so this thing we have to remember when we are look at the Volterra-Fredholm integral equation. And the last type of an integral equation is your Volterra-Fredholm integro differential equation. Volterra-Fredholm integro differential equation. The Volterra-Fredholm integro differential equation, which is a combination of disjoint Volterra and Fredholm integrals and differential operator, may appear in one integral equation. Now look at here, this integral equation is a combination of an Volterra integral equation, Fredholm integral equation, and integro differential equation. We already know the concept of an integro differential equation. In the integro differential equation, at one side there is an unknown function appear with an derivative. Okay, and on the other side the unknown function is appear inside the integral side. Okay, so the Volterra-Fredholm integro differential equation is a combination of disjoint Volterra and Fredholm integral equation and differential operator. Okay, it contains Volterra equation as well as Fredholm integral equation as well as differential operator. Okay, the three things are appear in the one equation, may appear in one integral equation. Okay, so the standard form of Volterra-Fredholm integro differential equation is u raised to nx. This is an nth derivative of the unknown function u of x is equal to f of x plus integral 0 to 1 0 to x k1 of x to u of t dt. This is about the Volterra integral equation form, plus integral a to b k2 of x to u of t dt. This is about the Fredholm integral equation form. Okay, so Now look at here, the ordinary derivative of an u of x is taken at one side, nth derivative should be taken. Then on another side, the Volterra form is included, also Fredholm form is included, and the unknown function u of t is appear inside the integral sign. Okay, in both the forms, Volterra as well as in Fredholm form. Okay, where so that this type of equation is nothing but the Volterra-Fredholm integral differential equation, where k1 of xt and k2 of xt are the kernels of equation. These are the kernels, and n is the order of ordinary derivative of an u of x, and the n which is taken here is nothing but the order of the unknown function u of x, then, and which is an nth order. Now note that as this kind of equations contain ordinary derivative, then initial conditions should be prescribed depending on the order of the derivative involved. Okay, as this kind of equation contains ordinary derivative, this kind of, as this Volterra-Fredholm integral equation contains an ordinary derivative, then the initial condition should be prescribed depending on the order of the derivative. So if there is an initial condition should be described for this equation, it should be depend on the order of the derivative which should be involved in that equation. So the examples of this type of equation is, first example, u dash of x is equal to 1 plus integration 0 to x minus t u of t dt. Now look at here at the one side, that is left hand side, the derivative, ordinary derivative, first derivative of an unknown function u of x is taken here, is equal to 1. This is nothing but your function f of x plus integral 0 to x minus t u of t dt. This is your Volterra integral equation form. The limits of the integration are 0 to x. Okay, one is variable and the other is constant, plus integral 0 to 1 xt u of t dt with initial condition u of 0 is equal to 1, which is depend, this initial condition is depend on the order of, or the which derivative should be taken for the unknown function u of x. Okay, so here the limits are 0 to 1 xt u of t dt. So this is an Fredholm form integral equation. So this equation is in combination of derivative, Volterra equation and Fredholm equation. So this is an Volterra-Fredholm integral differential equation. Similarly, in second equation, the power is taken, second order derivative u double dash of x is equal to 1 is function f of x plus integral 0 to x minus t u of t dt. This is an Volterra form, plus integral 0 to 2 x square u of t dt. Okay, and here the limit which are taken are the constant terms 0 and the 2. So this is nothing but the your Volterra-Fredholm integral differential equation. So in this lecture we discuss about the Volterra-Fredholm integral differential equation, then the Volterra-Fredholm integral equation, singular integral equation, and the integral differential equation. These are the four types of an integral equation, and the first two parts are the Fredholm, these are the main two types, Fredholm integral equation and the Volterra integral equation. So in the next lecture we discuss the another part of our chapter.